I just bought the Insta360 Luna Ultra on Monday night, and Tuesday morning I charged it up, I hopped on a ferry, and I headed to Vancouver Island to go see my parents for the day. Now, my goal of this test was to use the camera like a lot of people are going to use it, and that's going to be buy it, don't really figure out all the settings and that sort of thing, just sort of turn it on, point it at stuff, and see how it looks. So that's exactly what I did in this video, and the footage you're going to see in this video here has no color grading, there's no post stabilization or anything like that. This is just normal color profile straight from the camera. So if you're interested in this camera, watch this video to see the kind of footage that I got, but stick around until the end of this video because you can watch all the footage and then I'm going to give you my honest take after spending a full day using it. So I'm going to be filming at 4K 30 frames per second for this project here, and I'm recording everything on the internal storage. You get 47 gigabytes of internal storage, but my Pocket 4 gives me 107 gigs of storage, which is obviously better, but 47 is still nice to have. And then all the audio you're hearing is going to be just directly from the camera itself. So obviously the dual lens system here is a big part of it. And one thing that's cool is if you just press it, it jumps to the next lens. So you see as I just press it, it jumps to the next zoom level. And this is 12x, so this is going to be some digital cropping here. But then if you hold the zoom rocker, then it does a nice slow subtle zoom. So I think that's really cool that it gives you the two options. You can just switch between the actual different focal lengths, or you can do a standard kind of zoom in, zoom out. So that's a great option to have. So I decided to switch it to the high bitrate recording. You can either do standard or high, but that did change how much internal storage it is. Before I changed it, it was telling me I had an hour and 47 minutes left, and now it says an hour and 12 minutes. So here I'm in the Sea West Lounge. I'm talking quietly because it's like a quiet spot, but it's a way better spot if you're taking the ferry. It's only $15 to get in here, and then there's free coffee, free drinks, some light snacks and stuff like that, but it's nice that it's quiet. You're away from the chaos. You can come and go if you want, but better be quiet or I'll get in trouble.
You don't want to see this boat? Look, look. Look, Tommy. Look at the boat. It's gonna go by. Look. How big that boat is, bud. That boat's bigger than this boat. This is the final call purchase ticket for the next sailing.
So pretty painless journey. The ferry's, honestly, it's just like a big bus in the sea, right? But it wasn't super busy, pretty nice, and now it is almost beer o'clock. So let's head meet my dad, and we're gonna go to the pub. So I'm spending more to make more.
After all that.
Yeah, I don't, because Instagram doesn't like.
Imagine kids going.
How's the garden here?
Just iceberg lettuce.
Is this the garlic? That's the biggest garlic bulb. Good camera test footage. This grass pretty dry.
Yeah.
Are you not allowed to?
Paper and water. Yeah, it's nice.
You all walk out there. So then when you switch to this mode here, this is a microphone. So this has a wireless microphone. So right now it's talking for the mic. So now here you hold this, and then you see when I walk around, you see the camera moving.
Oh yeah, it's following you, yeah.
That's the maximum zoom. And then if you're going minimum, it goes all the way back like that. So, I mean, that's a huge range on it. So I'm just trying the remote setting, the tracking here. This is a pretty sweet feature. This is the 6x zoom. Wow. So it really does a good job tracking you. Go back to 1. Wow, that's cool. So now we're heading to the Charles Dickens pub. It's
No, we're not.
Oh, no, we're not. Well, we're heading there for a glass of water, maybe 2. Oh, it's reserved. Look at that. The stabilization on them is absolutely insane. How much we went in? $38. We just won $38. Not bad.
There's more coming. 58 is certainly.
Health food.
It's alright. 2 or 3 draws.
Kind of different things, but it's always been like, you know, it's the riskiest in a way because you're spending money. For me, yeah.
He'll suck that. You youngins.
We're gonna head home and then we're going to a Vietnamese place for dinner.
They're up there. They're over 39%.
It's all type 2 and that's preventable and fixable. That is kind of weird. If you're in charge, they don't feel like they need to protect it.
I mean, it went down.
But you like cashed everything in cash. Wow.
Every goddamn penny.
Nice. Hook me up.
Got a minute.
Yeah, he's like,
Extremely warm here. My lord. It's got to be 30 plus degrees here.
Just thinking of air conditioning in that time we went inside.
I slept that entire ride home, so not a lot of footage on the way home, but here we are. So there's the footage. Now let me tell you my thoughts about it. And the first thing is stabilization. Stabilization was excellent. You always have to keep in mind with the gimbal, you have to kind of do a little bit of a ninja walk. You have to be aware of how you're moving. If you're just walking with your arm fully extended, it's always going to be a little bit jittery. But even when you were zoomed in at 6 times and you were walking, the footage was extremely stable. I think the overall look in the colors was fantastic in that normal color profile. Keep in mind, this footage is completely ungraded. I didn't do any saturation, I didn't change any exposure value, and there's not a single unusable shot on here. Keep in mind, you also have the 10-bit color here, so you can do a lot of post-processing if you want, or you can shoot in the log profile if you really want to get into grading, but you can just go into that normal color profile, and 99% of your footage is going to look good without doing anything to it. The dynamic range felt really, really good, and it didn't feel like I was ever getting super over or underexposed in the same image. Overall, I was really impressed with the audio. The built-in microphones were great. Just when I was walking around, it did a great job at picking me up without picking too much of the environmental noise up. And it comes with a windscreen on it, so that's going to help reduce the wind. But I did turn the wind reduction on as well, and that's always a good idea if you're filming outdoors. Now, one of the main reasons people are buying this camera is because of this little wireless removable screen. Then, of course, it becomes a microphone when you have it off here. And this honestly is not a gimmick. This is a total game changer. There's a million different use cases for this. I love having it as this little wireless microphone. That's a great feature in and of itself. But the second thing that's so good about it is you can be somewhere, the camera can be somewhere else, and you still have full control over the camera. You can aim it, you can zoom, you can start tracking, you can change settings, you can do anything that you can do on the camera when you're remote. So it just adds so much flexibility to it, and I can almost guarantee you're going to see a feature like this on every pocket gimbal camera moving forward, unless of course this is patented. In the pub, it did give me low connection a few times, which I was really surprised because I was directly beside it. So I've heard there can be some Wi-Fi interference kind of thing happening, but I haven't used it enough to really assess how much of a problem that's going to be or how often it's going to come up. The AI tracking, as you can see here, it's very, very good. It's good even when you're at 6 times, 12 times zoom. It's fast, it's not awkward, it's not jittery. So I was really happy with that, but I only tested it on myself. I haven't tried it on any objects for B-roll or just object tracking in general, but it seems like it does a great job, and I love that it does a great job when it's zoomed in. Now let's talk about the dual camera lenses and the zoom. I have sort of mixed thoughts about this. I love having all of the different focal lengths. It's great to not only be able to shoot wide, and then it's also great that you're not only digitally cropping in. You literally have 2 different camera lenses, so you can have non-cropped footage for multiple focal lengths, but then it also goes in between focal lengths with that digital cropping in because it has an 8K sensor. So you can see in some of those zoom shots, you can go from ultra zoomed in to super far away, and it just gives you so much flexibility in how you can use this thing to shoot. But the one area which you are going to notice is as you're doing those long zoom in, zoom outs, you're gonna notice some jumping, because keep in mind, these lenses are side by side. So it's having to do some sort of reframing to try to give you a smooth pull in, because otherwise when it pushes from one lens to the other, it would literally just change the framing. So it's trying to do a lot of stuff in the software to make this all work. And then also you can notice a change in the picture color and quality when you come back from a certain length. So I'm gonna include some footage here and I'll kind of zoom in so you can see. I probably use the zoom ins a lot more in this project when I was testing it than I will in like normal day-to-day projects. I think in general when I'm filming this thing, it's more going to be like you're going to use a certain focal length for a certain shot. I don't think you're going to be doing nearly as many long zoom in, long zoom out kind of a thing. But either way, just having the 2 lenses, having the different focal lengths just makes this so much more fun to shoot with, and it's going to be really hard to go back to using a single lens pocket gimbal. So I don't want to say too much. This is day 1 first impression here. I'm going to be doing so many more videos with this camera, so let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see. There's so many sponsored videos out there. This is not sponsored. I bought this myself with my own money, so I'll give you my real honest feedback on it. So let me know what you want to see down in the comments. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.